Good, y'all. What's good? What's good?
What's going on, Panther Nation? It's always a great day to be a Panther, but it's
Always.
even better to be one this week, heading into State Fair Classic. How we feeling today, fellas?
Feeling great.
Man, what'd you say, Janaris?
Feel great, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's about that time, you know. I've been hankering for a turkey leg and a funnel cake and a major W in Dallas in the Cotton Bowl. I want all three of those things, and it's that week, it sucks to be a Tiger yet again. But hey, we're gonna do what we need to do. And hey man, y'all know what it is. This is a special week. It's the 100th State Fair Classic, and hopefully we can send them back to Ruston or wherever they're from with a 100 size butt whooping. So uh we'll uh we'll get to Saturday soon enough. But yeah,
Yeah.
man. Obviously we've been had a kind of a sabbatical, but we're back. Uh, thank you, YouTube, for the copyright strike. So we're back at it, and we're gonna transition into a couple games, and then talk about the game ahead and get in and get out tonight. East Texas A&M takes on Grambling at the hole in Grambling. What'd you guys see out of this game?
I'm gonna be honest. I'm very disappointed in East Texas A&M. Grambling cheats and gets another win in the dirty hole. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just gonna be honest. Grambling State, y'all on two watch. I think we got a 40-point banger coming for you. You guys can't stop the run. You guys can't stop running quarterbacks, and y'all let quarterbacks kind of really do whatever they wanted to do. East Texas A&M, they honestly, their quarterback Eric Rodriguez. This is just my opinion. Other than them outright blitzing, sending six guys, seven guys at a time, Rodriguez was able to throw the ball. He should have threw for 300, but he was stopped and only held to 230 and had two touchdowns. Due to some drives being cut short due to some bad snaps. He did have an interception. But they're definitely one of the worst teams in the Southland. You could combine them and Northwestern and add them in that.
Right.
But from the things that I've seen from the game, I'm expecting 40 points from my Panthers this Saturday. I expect them to put on the show. I expect it to be a better show, than any performance we'll have at the State Fair Classic this year. How about you guys?
Man, say we'll definitely get to the State Fair Classic. Um, I'm going to tell you, for me, I think that Grambling just keeps getting by with these close ones. Um, you know, whether the calls are there or they just pull it out. Especially playing at home. Obviously, they don't have that advantage going into Dallas because we run Dallas. But some of the things that I saw was just, you know, if I had to speak anything positive about them, is that they don't quit. And as any coach, you have to be inspired that you have a team that they're really going to play till the end. So I'm expecting a fight with these guys. I saw some bright spots. T said looks like he's mobile, so if you can stop him, right, you have a pretty good chance of stopping their rushing attack. Like I said, from what I've seen, and I really do expect. To see a higher scoring game with us, coming up, but we'll get into that. Just a couple of things. You know, Grambling 31, East Texas A&M 28. They scored 17 points to seal the comeback win. That's a lot of points to put up towards the end. So, definitely something we're gonna have to key on this week, moving into Dallas. But that's kind of what I saw. Janiers, did you have any thoughts, bro?
Um, I yeah, from what I'm seeing, like I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's East Texas. I'm trying to see how to say this. Just East Texas and them basically this look like a team SWAC can just beat up on. That's just how I look at it for the most part because like everybody can pick them and get an easy FCS win. Because like at first I thought they had Grambling, and then it's just like Grambling just snuck back and just creeped up and just took their candy and just ran away with it.
Right. All right. Well, solid, solid, man, solid. Um,
Definitely. And
well,
about that 17
mhm.
point comeback, not to cut you off, man.
No, go ahead.
If I'm correct, man, one of the long snapper literally snapped it into the end zone for Grambling to pretty much pick up and get an easy touchdown towards the end. So the way I looked at it, it was like East Texas A&M had a meltdown. Shoot, Grambling must have sent that Ohio State check straight to Commerce and make sure that they weren't getting, they weren't going to lose at home. So, like I said, those errors that I seen from East Texas A&M, uh, my Panthers not doing that. My Panthers not giving away free points. My Panthers not allowing somebody to be down 17 and come back and even think they have a chance. So, um, to me, the Twitter streets, the SWAC streets, been real quiet from Grambling all year. I've heard some murmurings this week, but they don't even have the strength to fight.
Hmm.
I don't even think they coming to Dallas. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, that remains to be seen, but we know the Panthers will be in the house for sure, and we plan to leave with a W. And if we want to, we can transition actually to the game this past weekend for the Panthers. We were all at that game.
Yep.
I think, I know we all have our thoughts, so we'll get into that, but just a brief overview. Final score, Prairie pulls it out 27-24. We outgained Northwestern 494, um, 320 total yards. We
Yep.
had 346 rushing yards. Man, thunder and lightning. If we can
Yep.
learn anything else from this week, we have a solidified and dynamic rushing attack in Chase Bingman and Lamaje McDowell. Bingman put up 180 yards. McDowell put up 104 yards with 2 touchdowns. And even our quarterback, Tevin Carter, put up 148 yards with a 56-yard rushing touchdown as well. And so I think that all in all, we figured out this running thing. And that was really good to see the team develop as a unit and getting that figured out. I still like to see some improvement with us passing the ball. I think that the fact that we can establish a run and be dominant there is great. But I really would like to have a much more balanced team and being able to
Mhm.
pass the ball as well with our leading receiver, Rockwell, Josiah, just kind of doing what he does, getting even, picking up 84 yards this game. I think that, the offense is still coming together, they're still putting it together. That is actually what's expected, especially when you have a new head coach, 73 new players, etc. So you do expect the first few games to get those things worked out. But we're in conference play now. So starting this week, the expectation from me is that we see it all come together in a balanced attack, right? And so that way we can beat teams, whether it be rushing or throwing the ball, and really putting up, some dynamic yards that way. And obviously on the defense, you guys can talk about that, but on the offensive side of the ball, for sure, that was definitely a huge, huge bright spot this past weekend.
Definitely, I agree with you, man. My first highlight or first group personnel grouping that I got to highlight, like Mr. Elvin said, man, the old line. I hope Coach got y'all steak that night. I hope he took y'all right down 290, the Texas Roadhouse, got
Yep.
y'all whatever y'all wanted, even the peanuts in the bag to take home if that's what y'all wanted. All the rolls that y'all wanted. I seen pancakes. I seen limited amount of pressures. If I'm correct, I only seen 3 pressures. Tevin Carter was burping the baby back there. He had all day, all night to throw the ball. I loved everything I was seeing. I was seeing my centers and my guards getting to the second level. We only had 4 penalties on offense. I wasn't seeing these egregious holding calls and false starts, and it really looks like we're gelling together. Shout out to the O line. You guys get an A+ rating for the week. For that game. Offensively, the only complaint that I have, number 21, Mr. Carter. Hey, Mr. Carter, tell me where you
Where
been.
you
I
been?
need you to hit the wide. I'm telling you, they wide open down the middle, man. But it's your second read. It's not the first one. It always ends up being the second one. But you missed Trayvon Jones up the middle twice. You missed my man Andre Dennis going up the middle on a deep post as well. You ended up throwing the corner, but that deep post is wide open with nobody there. I just need you to be a little bit more patient because your O line is blocking for you, and just feel confident in saying, hey, if my first guy's not there, my second guy has to be open. And 9 times out of 10, they are. Um, my defensive analysis, I felt like there was more than one player of the game. I'm gonna be honest. Trevor Randall, you balled out, my man. You got the first pick that TTG needed, train to go DB Nation needed, man. Hats off to you, helmet off to you. I'm very
Yeah, bro.
thankful. I was running with even though I was in the stand, I run down the sideline with you. I thought we were gonna crib it and celebrate in the end zone. That was a great job. But Sterling Roberts and Kennedy Parker, my 2 linebackers, my 2 dogs, my guys that eat with their hands, y'all played great, man. That was not a targeting call, Sterling. I'm letting you know right now that was not a targeting call. He slid
Mhm.
too late, and Northwestern State quarterback he probably woke up just now today to get ready for his next game. That was a beautiful hit. Keep hitting. It sucks that you got to set out the first half, but I know as soon as you come out in the second half, Grambling might not score again. Kennedy Parker, you had a great job. They stole a sack from you. You had 2 sacks. They stole a sack from you. I think we had great pressure in our front seven the entire time. We really narrowed down that run game, and we really put pressure on their quarterback the entire time. I think our defense is going to be something that we could consistently hang our hat on. get us out of tough situations. And I know that not only do they travel, but for home games, they bring a little bit more thumping to them. And I know I went on a tangent, but I'm
No,
just really
yeah,
excited for
yeah,
my
no,
team and getting their first out of conference win this week.
no, absolutely. I mean, as quiet as people are, I guess rather the SWAC likes to be whenever Prairie View does something well. Um, Out of conference win versus the Southland FCS opponent, right? We same school that beat another SWAC opponent earlier in the season. They know who they are because they are who they are. Um, but we'll get into that a little bit later because they've been talking too. Um, I think all in all, right? This game showed a lot for me. I think one of the things that I noted that we need to improve upon is anything inside the 20-yard line going into get in that box, get in the damn box. Excuse my
Yep,
language, Lionel, but
yep,
get in the box
yep.
because we left by my account 3 touchdowns off the board. Now I'm expecting fully this weekend we see that transition happen to where those become scores. But we're in position to score. We're in position to be dominant, but we have yet to put up that performance. And I don't know what the team is waiting on.
Right,
We get all the way up and down the field. We'll go the whole 100 at times, or 99, or however you want to call it. We'll go the whole field distance just to get in position. And for some reason, with either quarterback leading, we can't seem to punch it in. That has to change, right? You can't do that because when you play a really, really sound team, that's going to cost you, right? And putting our backs against the wall or keeping teams in the game early
right,
is not a
right,
recipe for success long term.
right.
So I know personally, I like to see that on the offense and on the defense. Honestly, outside of the O line getting the A+, I would give the defense as a whole. I would give them a high B+, low A-. They really played their tails off. They came up with huge plays at times where we needed them, right? And I think that, you know, it speaks to what Coach Dak promised us. Hey, I'm a defensive guy. The D line is going to be nasty, right? The linebackers are going to be good. The DBs are going to improve and gel together and eventually become a great unit. And so I think we saw that this weekend. And you really can't ask for too much more. I would love to see some more INTs, right? We got the first one of the season, but I'd love to see some more there on the defensive side of the ball. And, just overall, continuing to get the number of tackle for losses up, as we kind of go on throughout the season. But all in all, if we can get those touchdowns that were left off the board in the box, man, watch out. Watch
Right.
out, watch out, watch out.
I agree, man. And one thing, I don't know who I have to find. If I don't know if somebody in the comment section knows, I don't know if somebody could shoot me an email or mention me on Twitter. I need to know who's keeping up with the stats for our program. This is the fourth game in a row where they've either missed a sack, they've missed a deflection. They are missing way too many stats. I don't like that it takes you over 24 hours to calculate all the defensive stats. Why
Mm,
is it not being done right then and there? Why, by the time the game hits zero, every stat should pretty much be concluded and entered. We have to do that better. It's doing our players a disservice. I want guys to come to Prairie View, win all SWAC, and tell their story. So if they're not at least SWAC Hall of Famers, at least I need them to have their chance to be PV Hall of Famers. And they won't be able to break sack records, rushing records, touchdown records if the guys that we have keeping stats for our own program get the dang thing wrong. And it's not like they're getting it wrong and giving it to somebody else. It's just not existing. We had 3 sacks this weekend, but somehow only 2 players have half a sack. If two
mm.
players have half a sack, where the other halves go? It makes no sense.
And it's one of those things where we definitely, as fans, supporters, have to keep our foot on the gas with that because we don't want these guys. We've seen it happen in the past. Guys not get offensive player of the week or defensive player of the week simply because we didn't have the stats out in time. We have to make sure we're doing that and getting that up to par. So I 100% agree with you there. Um, any concerns? I'm glad you brought that up, Mr. Malone. So I was kind of pissed. Excuse my language again, Lionel. That's two fines for me. Uh, I was very upset at the game because, I wasn't fully understanding of the strategy regarding kicking the ball to pretty much the 20, 25-yard line, and going pretty much a shorter kick, right? I think Coach talked about it a little bit on the coach's call, and I could be wrong, but you know, I would love to get a little bit more insight at the coaches show tomorrow as to what is that, right? Can you break that down to me, explain it to me like a fifth grader? Because to me, I felt like that we were giving, a bad team a short field to play with because they'll catch the ball and take it 7 yards, and now they're on the 35, the 37, or whatever the case may be to start their drive. And so, I don't know the guy we have at kicker. He was there last year, and we know he can kick it deep. So I'm not sure what is and what isn't, but we can definitely get some clarity unless Janarius or Kayla, y'all have any insight as to why the coaches want to see that look.
I can only really make an assumption since I haven't spoken with T-Jack or anybody on the coaching staff for that matter directly. This is just my analysis. I don't believe we have the right set of athletes on our kickoff team if we're going to kick it deep to make the tackle and shed blocks. That could be the only reason I see it being. Last year, I remember our kicker being able to kick it down there just fine. He could at least get it near the end zone. I just think that it's just too much of a risk, especially from what we've seen at Texas Southern. They almost returned 2 touchdowns. If I'm correct, who do we play right after that? I think it was UTRGV. They almost had one. So every time we kick the ball off, we somehow end up in worse field position than the pooch kick itself. I don't see that being something that we fix overnight or even really this year. I do hate that it puts pressure on our defense, but that's just going to have to be something that we just work on throughout the year and hope that it changes towards the end.
Yeah, no, we'll get some clarity on that and talk about it next week for sure. I plan to be at the coaches show tomorrow, so we'll try to get that answered and circle back with you guys on that. But nevertheless, man, PV game day grades. I want to send out a personal shout out to the athletic department, game day experience crew, coaches, everybody involved with the production of the game. In my opinion, the motorcycle, blackout theme, perfect. That was great. That was absolutely excellent to have, that club come in and, kind of generate some energy there. I counted, I think it was 2 times the speaker system cracked on the scoreboard. So that looks like it's cleaning up. And all in all, I felt like it was, a pretty good production of the game, all things considered. Unless you got, I don't know what your guys' thoughts are, but that's what I kind of observed there. So I would give the game day experience portion of it an a solid A.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that part. As far as like the motorcycle people, I ain't gonna lie, I didn't see that coming. And I was kind of questioning like what's going on, like what they got going, what they got cooking. Cause it's like of all the game intros to the game, they ain't see all these motorcycles and stuff all on the field lined up. I'm like, they must be come from spectacular. They ran out. I said, okay. No, like they making something different.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But
Definitely.
yeah, so
If I had to give our game day, our PV game day a grade. Now the game day and what I was able to experience as a fan, that's for sure a B plus, right? We got great weather, beautiful women outside, a lot of
right.
money being spent. The beer was flowing, the cigars were smoking. It was a great time. I had a great time, and it's always a great time when your team wins, right? But of course, I'm gonna always have a critique, right? March and Storm, you guys did better. You guys earned a C minus today. You guys finally passed the class. It took y'all 4 games to do it. Y'all finally played music. I didn't know
Oh
my band
Lord.
played music still. Y'all finally played some music. My problem is, why did y'all wait till the second half to do it? Y'all, this is y'all stadium. This is y'all band. Can y'all believe there was a point in time where people used to look me in my eye and tell me people used to go to the game just for the band. That's what they used to tell me. They used to go just for the band. Well, that
Damn.
can't be true.
Damn.
That can't be true because my band doesn't play any music. My band has no fanfare. You guys turned it up this second half. I'm thinking that I need to make another post to motivate y'all. I believe our they call our band director Mr. Z, Dr. Z. I don't want to
Exactly. Yeah,
disrespect
Dr. Zachary. Yeah.
Dr. Z. Get it together. You're on the clock, buddy. I know you're tenured, but y'all about one step away from tomatoes being thrown at y'all at this point. Y'all, it was a bad sight. Next, my section holders. That was very disappointing. I didn't like you guys' attitude. You guys weren't standing. You guys weren't clapping. You guys weren't singing songs. You guys ain't get happy until the fourth quarter, and y'all absolutely knew we would win the game. So just for y'all, class of 2005 and up, I'm talking to y'all, 2005 and up. When I see y'all 10-25, put on your Bengay, put on the compression sleeves for your legs and your knees, put on your dry fit shirt, put on your dry fit cap. I don't want to hear no excuses. Should nobody ever tell me to sit down because I'm standing up all game. I'm standing up all game because I got a lot to cheer about.
Oh yeah, Caleb, man. I ain't gonna
Y'all
lie.
might have not seen enough football, but I know when something good on the field. So let's make sure we stretch, warm up. I was stretching pregame in my overalls. I know y'all seen it. Put the Bengay on, put the icy hot, put the Tiger Bomb on, visit the training staff, and let's be ready to cheer, man. This is not brunch. How many times I gotta tell y'all? This is not brunch. This is not it could be worse. We could be like Jackson State and go play in the heat. Then you really gotta go through something.
Oh, whoa.
We get to play at 6:00 when it's great, when the sun's down. Let's be happy for the good things we got going on in the program. I'm just not seeing that energy and that Panther pride that y'all claim to have had when y'all went to school, and that's a shame. But before I get too far into this rant, I did want to introduce our guest today. Unfortunately, we all can't be Panthers, but it's a choice to be a Grambling Tiger.
Yo.
Mr. Gamble, former Grambling State Tiger, former Alcorn State Brave. How you doing this afternoon?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. How about y'all, man? How about y'all?
We doing great.
Doing all right.
We're hoping to have a real good weekend this weekend.
Oh, for sure that. I'm expecting a good game. I want my Grambling Tigers to come out on top, but it's gonna be a good game regardless. That's how I hope. I hope it's a great game like it was last year. We come out in 5 overtimes. Y'all down year. We was on our other down year. But I'm expecting a good game like it always been.
Okay. I like it. And speaking about that, shoot, we could go straight into it if we can. Oh, let me see.
You mind taking the comment down? It's just blocking his face.
I got you. Let me take that down right quick. There we go. I'm looking for my slide. My bad, guys.
Are you good?
Ooh, we might have had a little iffy there, but it's all good. Prairie View versus Grambling State preview and prediction. I ain't gonna lie, I've been having a lot of scores go through my mind. I've had a low score game. I've had a high scoring game. I've had some people on both teams having career days.
Yeah.
But my final prediction is this. I'm thinking 33-24. Panthers win in regulation. 4 quarters of football. I'm expecting at least my quarterback to not only have 60 yards rushing, but I need him to throw for 250 yards. If he can get to that 250 mark, we can have a comfortable win. But unfortunately, if we're stuck only throwing for 180, 140, it's gonna look a lot uglier than what it probably should be. I don't think Grambling is a bad football team. I just think that with all the improvements that we've made through the season, I think we have the athletes to make this a two-score game. Even though Vegas has us favored by 2 points. Zay, how are you feeling going into this weekend?
The final score should be 31-17 Prairie View. I think we get 4 tugs and a field goal. And I just think that midway to the third quarter, we start to pull away. That first half, if you look at typically when we play this game, the first half is like either back and forth or it's a very slow start for both teams, right? And so you know, I would imagine, both teams are gonna prepare to come out hot. This is a special game. They're expecting a ton of people this year,
Oh
being that
yeah.
it's the 100th version of the game. Just the historical significance. Dallas always supports both schools pretty heavily, and so yeah, I think 31-17 is probably where we'll land. But I would love to see, just a really, really good game, and obviously the Mighty Panthers to pull out the win. So
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, me, you know, I gotta go with my boys. 28-20, Grambling. It's gonna be a good game, but it all depends really on like Kayla said. Like Kayla said, we're not a bad team by any means. We're not a bad team by any means. We have, if you look back at the last two games that we played, we tend to start off slow. We tend to
Mm-hmm.
start off slow. We end up finishing fighting, clawing our way back at the end, through the legs of T-Sit and our run game. But our defense, it depends on if our defense shows up this weekend because I ain't been impressed with our defense the last 2 weeks. I'm not counting Ohio State. I'm not counting the Langston game because
Right.
we all know what that is.
yeah,
But
yeah.
we start off slow and we got to claw our way to the end. But I was highly disappointed when we played Kentucky State because I feel like personally, as a Grand fan, I ain't gonna lie to you, I feel like Kentucky State got dinged. They got dinged.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
They got dinged. They
Hmm.
should have blew it. I feel like they got dinged on that one. Cause I was watching it closely. They should have blew it. I ain't gonna lie, they should have blew it. And we should have lost that game to them. I ain't gonna lie to you. But the way I look at it, the talent on both sides, we got talent. But I say 28-20. Us, it depends on which Grambling team show up, cause we ain't gonna
Mm-hmm.
quit on you. We ain't gonna
Right.
quit. But we happen to start off so slow. And if we start off slow against this PV team, then it's gonna be a long night. I ain't gonna lie to you.
No,
Right.
absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's good that you're riding with your squad.
Oh yeah.
Obviously we think a little bit differently, but I think you make some very key points though. It's just
Yeah.
so I watched the part of the Kentucky State game. Those officials ended up getting suspended because
Yeah.
of the call at the end. But
I saw
even
that.
still, I think with both teams, we both shown a propensity to play really close games.
Oh yeah.
Outside Ohio State and Rice, you can take those aside.
Yeah.
We've shown that we'll play really close games and have the ability to win. So for me, it's kind of like you put those two type of teams together. What kind of result are we gonna get? That's what's probably exciting to see. If it is a really close game, right? Like, is it gonna be another overtime game? I surely hope not.
Oh my
But if
God,
it
no.
is,
God, no. God. It was a great game, but God.
I surely hope not. I can't do that. I'm gonna go on over to Parkland Hospital, a Methodist, and just go and check in because I can't do that.
Yeah,
Five
like
overtimes
Jesus.
again? Oh no!
Jesus.
Oh no! Oh no! 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 No!
Woo-wee.
I know, but yeah, man. So I think you make some really good points.
No,
Yeah, but yeah, like I said, man, like this game right here is like really the Super Bowl, really. It's really like the Super Bowl, really for both teams. But like
Super
back in
Bowl of the West.
2023, when we beat y'all, y'all end up going to the SWAC championship, and we started selling downhill. We sailed downhill right after we beat y'all. Like God, we was riding high, didn't know how to act after that, man.
Man, I will say this though. Nothing was crazier, I feel like, as a Gremlin fan than
Yeah.
last year for y'all because y'all beat down Jackson
Yes.
and
Man,
then
man.
play us right
Yes.
after that it's 5 overtime
Yo.
loss, and then y'all lose to TSU somehow, some kind of way.
No.
Not shortly after that.
That was our main problem. That was our main problem. For the last 2 years, we'll beat the team that in the SWAC championship or win the SWAC championship or win the Celebration Bowl. Once we beat them, then our season just go downhill after that. It's like we treat the best teams as our Super Bowl, and I don't understand why. We beat JSU, we lost to Texas Southern, Bethune-Cookman, which I thought was embarrassing.
Man, yeah, that was a bad loss. That was a bad
God.
loss.
And then we ain't
Man.
won the Bayou. Then the Bayou Classic. I don't want to get started with that either.
Oh man, I was there. I went to the Bayou Classic last
God,
year. Oh man, that
God.
that was kind of rough to sit through, just watching the game. But Crook,
Back to
let me
back
let me say
years,
this real
man.
quick. Let me say this real quick about this game, man. You
Yeah.
know, I'm not gonna lie. I don't think y'all have a snowball's chance of winning that game in Baton Rouge this weekend. However, if y'all do,
Talking about Adrian.
I'll be the first to congratulate you next week and say that I was
Oh,
wrong, right?
let's
But
talk about Texas State.
Yeah, Jackson State
I,
Southern.
I don't. Yeah, yeah. Adrian Crook, he's
Hey,
a former Southern football player. He's a big fan. He talk a lot of noise, but he's a good dude. But he's just led astray. You know what I mean? He don't know too well. So I'm gonna tell you, man. Good luck, and try not to fire your coach after this weekend. I don't want to hear nothing about that. Y'all got who y'all got. Don't be talking about McNair and all that. So I just want to
oh
poke fun at
man, that's
him.
the goat, man. That's the goat, man. Coach McNair, the goat, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Hey, Isaiah.
yeah.
Yeah, and he was the one I was telling you about that said that Cedric Thomas got him out of there so he can get the coaching spot.
Hey man, see y'all
believe
trying to
it.
get messy, man.
Yeah. Kayla knows.
I
Kayla,
believe
y'all,
Kayla,
it.
Kayla understands it.
y'all
Kayla
trying to get messy,
understands.
man.
I believe it. I ain't gonna lie. I believe it.
Y'all gonna get me in trouble, man. Yeah,
That's some swag stuff right there. Hey, that's swag stuff. I believe it.
I
All
told
that
you,
swag
Isaiah.
stuff. I
man.
believe it. Trust me.
Y'all are trying to be messy, man. I don't think we got Janarius' score prediction, man. What's your score prediction for the game
I
this
say
weekend?
28-10, bro. PV, man.
2018.
Woo!
Whoa,
You got a
2018.
close
I'm
one.
Damn.
just saying, bro. We come out
Uh,
there. If we come out there balling like we
Oh,
do, that's what I'm going with. I'm balling
oh,
with
he
them.
said 2810.
it's
Man, matter of
crazy.
fact, Kayla, what y'all be doing choosing violence? That's what I'm doing today.
Hey, I'm with it. Sometimes you gotta choose the violence. Sometimes you
I'm
got
not.
to.
I'm not gonna lie, and this is me being real. I think if Graham does lose this weekend, I think people gonna be like the people I know that are like big time Graham people here in
Yeah.
Houston. Ooh,
Oh,
they
they
not
don't
happy.
play.
They are.
They don't
They
play.
are not.
They don't play.
Listen,
Oh no, they not playing the radio. They not playing the radio.
man. Some of them people, I'm telling you, that like they won't even talk to me right now. It's crazy. I'm like, what did I do? The game ain't even been played yet. They won't even talk to me. They like, look, man. If we lose this game, it's gonna be some stuff off of Exit 81. So I was like, well, we'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing that. So, but yeah, man, it should be a really good game this weekend.
Yeah.
All things
Definitely.
considered.
Definitely. And I think for both teams, one thing that is really key to both sides, no matter which way the game goes, is going to be what GHM brought up earlier. Third down execution on offense for both teams. Both teams have to execute third and short. We can't have those random holdings on 3rd and 2. Can't have those false starts on 3rd and 5. We can't have, I like to call them drive killers. Anytime I see a holding, anytime I see a false start, that's a drive killer. Rarely do teams come back. Good teams, 90% of the time they can, but it's really, really hard on this level of ball that we're playing, D1 football. So I believe that this is going to be a possession game from both teams. I'm going to expect both teams to fight to hold the ball over 30 minutes apiece. I'm expecting both teams to have over 30 carries, and I'm expecting both teams' quarterbacks to have to make very tough and clutch situation decisions. The decision making is going to be really, really, really tough this week, especially with the emotions running high. Both bands, well, I know Grambling gonna play. I don't know about the Marching Storm, but Grambling gonna be playing all night.
Like
We
we did
probably gonna
last
get
year.
blown out at the Safe Fair Classic. I'm just being real with y'all. But with Grambling band playing all night, it's gonna be a rough one. there's a lot of people on this team that never experienced 50K in the Cotton Bowl. So it's gonna be eye opening for my Panthers. I just hope that we can actually come out hot, hit the ground running, and do what we need to do.
So here go
Yeah.
Hayden William, man. I'm sorry, bro. William, JSU fan. He talking about Grambling by one, man. I think, that we always say Jackson, he loves PV, man. Them
Oh,
Jackson people love PV, man. They can't stop talking about us,
oh,
so welcome to the channel, William, but keep going with your point, man.
go ahead. Oh, shoot. It's gonna come down to the last possession, in my opinion. It's gonna come down to who ain't gonna turn the ball. Like, it's gonna be a turnover battle, yeah, but it's gonna come down to who turns it over the most, really. That's how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I
Yeah,
feel.
I agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, absolutely. Absolutely. I think also, whose defense is going to step up in this game. I think we've
Yeah,
seen some good things from our defense. I haven't really dug in a ton to Grambling's defense and some of the key players. Maybe, bro, you could talk about that a little bit. But,
true.
I think whoever can make some good defensive, stops early on is going to position their team for success in the game as well.
I'll say this: our defense is a little more disciplined than last year. A little more disciplined than last year. Like they're disciplined than last year, but it's like sometimes they're not bought in. It's just like,
Mm.
but losing Andrew Jones, the SWAC tackle
Yeah.
leader last year, and the defensive player of the year, that hurts
Yeah.
our defense in a way. That
Yeah.
really hurts our defense. But we got guys like my boy Bryce Cage, who got a high motor. We'll get to the quarterback. Blake Davis, ball hawk, he will hit you. And I mean, we ain't got no bad pieces on defense, but losing Andrew Jones and my boy Jaden Harden, who's at Western Kentucky now,
Yeah. I'm about to
that hurt
say
our
that.
defense in
Yeah.
a way.
Yeah.
That's still putting a little stain in our defense, but we picking up the pieces and we're picking up the pieces and trying to get everybody to jail and work together. Cause we got some young pieces on defense as well now. Young pieces
Yeah.
on defense as well.
Yeah. I know y'all got like GHM put in the comments. Y'all got Gage. And he a nose guard, huh? Uh,
No. Bryce Cage, he's a DN, number
okay,
4
he in
DN.
pure in, and then I know y'all got a cornerback that has been making waves
Yeah,
around the SWAC. I just can't think of his name right now. But I know Oscar really like him.
yeah,
So if Oscar like him, then he got to be the real deal.
yeah. Like our DBs, we fly around, we make plays, like our DBs ain't the issue. And then yeah,
Nice, 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 nice. Well, yeah, man. Like I said, it's gonna be a good game. I'm definitely expecting it. I would say these last few years, obviously, we've won most of those games, but it's really, I've really appreciated this rivalry. I think it's starting to
Oh
get
yeah.
back to a football focus, not just a pageantry. Right? I think you have a lot more people that are like starting to be like, no, I'm sticking around after halftime for the game itself. Like, I want to see who's gonna win this because there's been some pretty good games. So should
Oh
be
yeah.
should be something to see. PV is a
Definitely.
home team this year. True Seeker.
yeah. I saw
Definitely.
that. I saw that.
Definitely. And to get to one of my favorite parts of the stream, man.
Hmm.
We have our pick'ems.
Mm,
Uh
let me see.
we got some good games in here for this week. I
Oh,
couldn't get Mr. Gamble's opinion this week, but when we have him on again, we for sure gonna get his pick'ems up here.
oh yeah.
Uh, these are the 4 games that we got this week, guys. We got Valley versus Texas Southern. Valley's on the road. We got Jackson on the road at Southern. Keep in mind, those Jackson State Tigers are a 17.5 point favorite, baby. Uh,
Oh,
so that might be Mr. Gray's last game, Coach Gray's last game. We got Alabama State on the road
Man, we gotta pick
at
my seed.
FAMU. A lot of people think this game is going to be closer than what it is, but
no.
No, sir.
hey,
I
no
gotta pick
sir, hey, I'm
Alabama
with you
State.
guys.
I got something to say about that. I got something to say
Go.
about that. I got
Go.
something to say about that. I'm not here to downplay it. Like explain what you mean by closer than they think. Because the game is in Montgomery. Fam, you not the same what they used to be. They look
No, no.
shaky.
I think the game's in Tallahassee this year because because they played in Montgomery last year. I want to say that game is in Tallahassee, bro.
To either way, the only way
Either
that
way,
me
either
No, the
way,
game's
Bama
in
State winning.
Tallahassee. The game's in
Oh,
Tallahassee.
it's in
Yeah,
it's in
it's
Tally.
in
That
Tally.
is in Tally. That's right. I'm tripping. It
Yeah,
is in
But
that's
that ain't
why
Tally.
that
they think
ain't
it's
gonna
gonna be
change the
close.
Valley
Whoa,
went in
hold
there and
on
whooped them.
now. Hold on now.
Valley went in
Last
there and whooped them.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that. Last year, let's not forget what Valley did up in
yeah,
there.
Valley came
That's
in there,
Yeah,
true.
did May got it
That's
done.
true.
Oh yeah,
So
And
Bama
it's a
State can
two
do the
o'clock
same.
game. 2 o'clock in Tally. It get hot. I don't know
man,
if they're gonna sell it out. It get real hot. Umbrellas can't be in the stands.
Look,
man.
I feel
I
like
watched I watched the part of the quarterback club they have at FAMU. They stream it on YouTube. I watched part of that earlier today, man. It's like I feel like you can feel like the growing like seat of the head coach, Coach Cozy, is like getting hotter and hotter.
ooh, it ain't
Like
looking too good for him.
you better not lose this game.
He lose Saturday, it's over with.
Yeah, no,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not looking
If my
good,
boy
man.
body,
So
if my
Cause,
boy
cause,
Yeah.
NC
cause,
body come through there, bro, and just turn up, oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie, that game gonna be close. I feel like body gonna be bodying that defense for real.
if body's healthy, I know some JSU fans ain't gonna like this. When body's healthy, they win the SWAC East. They win the East. When
Yeah,
he
oh
healthy,
yeah.
they win the East.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't
yeah.
gotta like my opinion. They're winning the East.
I feel like I ain't gonna lie. Let me say it. Let me say this. I will say, in my opinion, that the West is not the East. My bad. The East is more open than it ever has been. Because you can't knock them and them either. Because they got a good quarterback. Cornelius Brown the fourth.
Yeah,
That boy
Paul
is cold.
Brown. Paul Brown.
Yeah, Brown. Yeah, he's he's good. Jackson State, of course, you can't knock them out the way because they still that team to beat in the East. And Bama State, I feel like those three teams, them the three teams that's gonna come out the East.
Yeah. I mean,
No.
I will say this though. The West got more parity. The East is more competitive. That's how I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, definitely.
Whoa,
Good
Well,
way to
whoa,
put it.
whoa.
and,
Who said
and
UAPB beating Alcorn? Hold on. No,
they,
whoa.
I
I
ain't gonna
did.
lie. I ain't gonna
I
lie. If you
did.
hey,
look
be
at
I
true to
mine,
did.
mine. Hey,
if you
hey,
I'ma
look
be
at
stand
true.
on
mine,
it.
I
I
got
did.
UAPB getting that dub.
Right,
And this is
right.
my one reason. This is my one
Hey,
reason, fellas. This is my one reason.
Let me hear it. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
When I watched them play Northwestern State, that's probably the worst team in all FCS. I really hate to do them like that between
Me,
them and
yeah,
Texas A&M
hey,
Commerce.
me and Janaris was talking about that not too long ago. We
Yes,
was
and
talking about
Alcorn
that
didn't
not too
score a
long
single
ago.
touchdown. Not a single touchdown was scored by Alcorn.
Yeah.
I don't see them playing well against anybody. And I think UAPB, they really got a real chance to go out there and beat them. They're only a 1 point favorite.
yeah.
What?
I feel
They're
like
only a 1 point favorite.
I
Alcorn can
picked
get it, but it's gonna be very close though. I feel like it's gonna be very close.
Hey.
I picked Pine Bluff to win, not because of anything doing with the game. Alcorn, they've been preying on our downfall because we're the real purple and gold. We're not
Yeah,
faulty, and we're not a fallacy, but we true. Okay, and so they 0-3, and I want them to come into that PV game next week 0-4. I really want to see that because they got their guy, and they got bigger and all these other things. Yet it has not translated. So that's all. Go Pine Bluff. Go Lions. You know
Yep,
what I
go
mean? Go
Lions,
Lions.
man.
Go
Go ahead and
Lions.
shake up
Go.
the sweat. Go ahead
I
and
got
shake up the
I got
sweat.
to
I
open that
don't
with the
wanna
Pine Bluff. I got
I
to
don't
open that
want.
with the Pine Bluff. So let's
I
get
don't
it.
want to get. I don't want to go a little more detail on what I'm about to say this because I know this. I don't want to go to more detail, but I ain't never lost to PV. But I see what y'all saying
Here
though.
you go.
I
Here
see
I
you
what
knew you
y'all
go,
gonna
man.
bring
saying.
it up.
Hey,
I knew you was
hey,
gonna bring it up.
I wasn't trying to bring it up though.
Hey,
I wasn't trying to bring it up.
it's
That's
a
all
new
love. The people love to
day
get in the day
now.
though.
It's a new day now. I can
Hey,
tell you
it's
that.
all love though. So
It's a
shoot.
new day now.
But hey,
Yeah.
hey,
I won't even be surprised. But I got all corn, but I won't be surprised if UAPB win. I really will not be surprised. I won't.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
no, you
surprised, but I
wouldn't.
feel
You wouldn't.
open.
And so I'm seeing a lot of people in the comments saying, Alcorn played better versus Alabama A&M. Now, my next theory, yes, I do have Alabama A&M beating Bethune-Cookman.
Yeah,
However,
yeah.
with
However, go
Alabama
ahead, bro.
A&M is on fraud watch. Alabama A&M defense not good enough to really contend in the East. Keep in mind, a team that could not score versus Northwestern State gave you 31. That's a red flag, brother. Uh,
Ooh, I'll say this by Alabama A&M. When is the last time the defense ever been stout?
Been a long
It wasn't
time.
it wasn't there with Maynard. Maybe the first
Robert
year of
Mathis.
Maynard.
Yeah,
When
no,
Robert
yeah,
Mathis
Robert
was playing
Mathis.
there.
Yeah, Robert
That's the
Mathis.
last time that, yeah,
Because for years,
2010.
this the Alabama A&M method right here. This the Alabama A&M. Like they will outscore you. They will outscore you.
Yep,
Yeah,
that's always
man.
been their thing. They always got a wide receiver.
I'll
Shoot, they
say
always got a
this. I'll
Robert and a quarterback.
to your point, bro. About this game. I picked A&M as well.
Yeah, yeah.
However, if the fourth quarter, Bethune Cookman, that fourth quarter versus South Carolina State team shows up at quarter
Ooh.
one,
You ain't lying.
Yep.
You ain't lying. Cause they did switch quarterbacks. They did
Yep.
switch to Cameron Ransom. That changed the
I'm
game.
just,
They
yeah, I mean,
did.
you see the vision, right? You see the vision. That's
Hey,
all I'm saying.
hey,
If
you
they
gave me
show up,
flashbacks to last year when they did that with him and they beat up came back and beat us.
Dang.
I'm just saying that game
You ain't
is
lying.
either gonna be
You ain't
it's either
lying.
gonna be a blowout or it's gonna be closer than people think. It's not gonna be anything in between.
In my
And I'm
opinion, I
telling
think
you,
it's not gonna be a blowout. In my opinion, it's not gonna be a blowout.
They're gonna be a shootout. That's what it's gonna
Yeah.
be. It's
That
gonna be a
yep,
shootout.
I was just yep, you reading my mind. It's gonna be a
yeah,
shootout.
yeah,
And
man.
there's no other way, man. And like with these other games, I hate that the top two games are, those are kind of no doubters. KJ Cooper for Texas Southern has been struggling the last 2 weeks. Granted, one of those games was versus FBS Cal University, but
He
he
fought
has
hard
been
against
struggling
Cal.
lately. Um, and of course, I know that Southern has been talking a lot of trash, but I just don't see the Jackson State Southern game being close. Maybe for the first two possessions, but other than that, I just don't see how Coach Graves is able to keep his job after this weekend. Man, it's going to be real tough. With Jackson State motivated, they're gonna probably try to put 55 on them.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
God,
I think Mr. Malone brings up a interesting point. I wasn't gonna say it, but since you brought it up, I'll say it. TSU could lose that game.
hey, I agree with you on that one. I agree with you on
Yeah.
that one because the game is in Valley.
TSU
I agree with you on that one.
TSU could you lose that game,
I agree
and
with you on
that
that
would
one.
that would put them to 0-2 in conference play. I mean, there's a wide scenario of things that could happen
Like
if
the
that happens. But
like that comment said. He said he hit it on the head. The game is in Valley, and wild stuff always go down in Valley.
Yep.
we've lost in Valley. Listen,
Ooh,
I think Valley is an improved team. They're playing much more
yeah,
sound. They have a little bit more structure. And the worst thing that you want to see happen is a team that's not typically, a top shelf team play
yeah,
inspired ball. Because anytime that
Yeah.
happens, there's going to be one or two teams they beat. Right?
Yep.
We've been on the receiving, and even when we've gone to the championship and seeing that happen firsthand. So
one
it's not
one.
like they can't do that.
No, Valley is one of them teams you look at, you overlook because of their record, but they gonna spoil your season if you don't watch out.
Yep.
Man.
Yep. It's
Well,
like
Valley will spoil your
go
yeah,
ahead,
season.
bro.
they have Mississippi Valley. I feel like they're just one of those teams that always have a chip on their shoulder and they hate
Yes,
everybody because they they
yes.
they are genuinely a laughing stock of the SWAC. So since they hate everybody and every game is a ruin their season kind of game because they know no matter who they beat, the team that they beat is gonna get slandered the entire week. They are always a threat. That's not a team that you beat lightly. If you could beat them by 25, you better beat them by 25. That's a team you got to beat them by 10 to beat
Convincingly,
them by 3.
convincingly,
Yeah.
convincingly.
You got to beat them
Cause
by
one,
10 to beat them
cause
by
one,
3.
cause one thing about Valley, and I say this for years now, they gonna fight you and play you hard. They ain't gonna
Yep.
quit. They play like you said. They play with so much chip. They've got chip on it. They play with so much grit, and it shows.
Yep.
Listen,
I
man. Jimmy Wilson. I agree. TSU is a really good team, right? I don't take that from them. However, I also know when teams are not, they don't have the cohesion. They haven't gotten their first win. right? They haven't checked that box, and they're playing. If they start playing uninspired, if Valley starts producing some serious points, they could be in trouble. I
Yes.
mean, because I don't
Yes.
see TSU being a comeback team. We haven't seen that yet. So I really do, think that
Oh, whoa.
they can get snuck. They can get snuck in
Sorry.
Valley.
Oh. Hold on now. Hold on now. We ain't about to disrespect Tuskegee now. You said they be Hampton and sorry ass D. Hold on. We ain't about to disrespect Tuskegee now. Hold on now. Hold on now.
I think he talking
Hold
about
on now.
Jackson.
Talking about, yeah, talking about Jackson. Hold on now. We ain't about to disrespect Tuskegee now. Hold on now. Hold on. They one of the best D2s. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't
Well,
do that.
One thing I will say about Jackson, because they're starting to bother me now, right? Because they're kings of the SWAC as of right now. What's bothering me about them is I because they did not play starters versus Tuskegee. I feel like I haven't seen them play real football in like a month. They
That too.
let Hampton off the hook. I don't know if they let Hampton off the hook or they're just not as good as I thought they were. And I'm not saying that in a disrespectful way, but seeing that Hampton got the doors blown off from 34-7 by Howard, keep in mind, Howard barely beat FAMU and FAMU didn't score a touchdown that game.
I saw that.
So it's like I'm trying to get a good feel on Jackson and I'm not seeing it. I'm starting to see why, a lot of people are saying, hey, Alabama State, this might be our year. Alabama A&M, if y'all tighten up on defense, this might be you guys' year. So I think this is going to be the game that we all can watch. I think they come on at 6 o'clock, unfortunately, but they're going to come on and we're going to be able to say, hey, these guys are for real or these guys aren't this year. Uh, and like we were talking about earlier, there's a lot of parity in the West, in my opinion, because the West still has real rivalries, right?
Yeah.
Grambling and
Yeah.
PV is a real rivalry. PV TSU, Grambling versus Southern, Grambling versus really everybody because it's Grambling, right?
Yeah.
Alcorn is kind of really getting their feet solidified in the ground. I think Alcorn has a true rivalry with PV, a true rivalry with Southern. The East doesn't really have those same rivalries. Jackson and Bama State kind of dislike each other. Nobody really cares about FAMU. FAMU only talks when they're good. Other than that, their fans really don't exist. So there's just not enough rivalries over there for you to really consistently watch and say, oh my God, who's gonna come out of here? Oh, it's probably gonna be JSU.
Fam, you got fans like all script.
Yeah. They got the ABC fans, man. The publication fans.
LeBron, the Miami fans.
Yeah.
all I'm
Oh
saying,
my
man, is that
God.
all I'm saying is that Tuskegee's not really that good this year,
Nah,
so
nah, nah,
we really can't put too much stock in that game. In order to, you got to beat them. Somebody got to beat them. Hopefully us, right? In order to be the new champs, right? To be the new king of the hill. So we'll get there when we get there, right?
Yeah.
With Jackson, but yeah, man, I think all in all, this is gonna be a great slate of games this weekend.
Oh
This
yeah.
is we're in conference play. I mean, listen, this is where separation Saturday begins, right?
Yep.
What is and what isn't. There's no more talking. There's no more. We got this guy. We snuck this guy in. All that kind of stuff. You either got it, you either win or you don't, right? And
Yep.
so, we each of our teams gonna have to do what they need to do, and may the best team win, right? And always the
Reese.
Panthers may the Panthers always win as well. So. Uh,
I want my Tigers to win, but it's gonna be a good game regardless. I just hope it's a good game, man. That's all
Absolutely.
it is, man. Hope it's a good game, man.
No, definitely. And like I said, I'm excited to see the rest of what the West has to hold. I think this is going to be one of those years where there's going to be another team in the West that either loses only one or two games max in the West. And I'm really excited to see it. I think we're going to have a true top four with two on the East and two on the West this year. And like I
Yeah.
said, I'm telling y'all, Alabama A&M is on fraud watch, and there are going to be a lot of SWAC West teams that punch them in the mouth and beat them.
Until
Absolutely.
Alabama A&M strengthens that defense, I'm not too high right now. You ain't
Yeah,
lying. I'm not too high. I'm
yeah,
not that high.
yeah.
Cause they can score a lot of
Yeah.
points. Sam Shea can coach. He can score a lot of points, but on the defensive side of the ball is
And you know what's crazy? He's a defensive coach.
that.
He's a defensive coach, and his side of the ball is the worst in the SWAC right now.
And I don't know how. I
Like,
don't know how that work.
I don't get it either. I don't, and it can't be a talent issue.
Yeah,
It
well,
just can't.
hey man, it's it's one of those things. At the end of the day, they're rolling on offense, but they haven't been able to get it together on defense. So we'll see. Maybe they just need to, get. I don't know what they need to do, honestly, but we'll definitely see how the season progresses with A&M. We didn't get your picks, bro. What are
Oh,
your picks for this weekend? Yeah.
all right. My picks is I got Texas Southern.
Mhm.
I got JSU. I got Bama State. I got Alcorn, and I got Alabama A&M. Those are my picks.
Okay. Alcorn, hey, Alcorn, they got to show me something, man.
Mhm.
They got to show me. They got to show me right here.
Man,
You got to
bro.
beat the team you're supposed to beat, man. That's all I'm gonna say. But being a one
Man,
point favorite to Pine Bluff is tough. That's tough.
but my thing is this though. Like I hope they pull it out or whatnot. But if they lose the UAPB, I won't even be shocked. I'm just be disappointed because I still got some boys over there. I still love support too. But like it ain't looking too good this year.
Yeah, looking
Yeah, man.
spooky.
Looking way too spooky.
Nah,
Yeah,
but
man. Well, that's good.
I want to thank everybody for coming in today and joining us. Taking some time out of y'all day to come hang out with some real good Panthers, man. Mr. Gamble, I thank you for joining us. I hope we can have you on for another time. Of course, guys, another SWAC player. Played in two programs, played for Alcorn, also played for Grambling. Uh, has a lot of insight, a lot of football insight. Also is continuing his career on the next level as well. And I'll give him the floor to talk about that if he's willing to talk about that and advertise himself a little bit.
Oh yeah, man. I play arena football down up in Louisiana. In Shreveport. In Shreveport. I played for Shreveport Rougarou.
Okay,
Already did my
okay.
one already did my 1 year. Already did my rookie season. Now I'm ready to bust it out year two.
Yes, sir, man. Hey, well, we're praying for your health, man. We're
Absolutely.
praying for a great season this season coming up for you, man. And I hope you made the
Swear.
progression that you need and shoot, get more shots, get more chances.
Oh yeah, for
Hope
sure.
the UFL calling next.
Oh yeah, that's my goal. That's my
Yes,
goal.
sir. Yes, sir.
That's my goal for
DFL,
sure.
NFL.
All the above, man. All the above.
Yes, sir. But
That's
yeah,
nice,
once
man.
again, guys, hey, it's a great day and a great week to be a Panther. Unfortunately, I won't be present at the State Fair Classic. But if you guys see Zay, man, you guys see Janelle, you guys see one of us out there at these games, man, tell us, hey, take a picture, tell us your favorite PV Nation podcast moment, man. And I'm entrusting T Jack and my Panthers to go handle business on my behalf, and I'll be able to talk trash about it on Twitter for everybody.
Nice, man. Well, y'all take care, man, and peace.
Peace.
Sir. Peace.